केंद्र सरकार द्वारा मंगलवार को लोकसभा में पेश किए गए दिल्ली सेवा बिल का संसद में जोरदार विरोध हुआ। केवल आम आदमी पार्टी के सांसद ही नहीं बल्कि विपक्ष के सभी सांसदों ने इसका भरपूर विरोध कर इसे गैर संवैधानिक बताया। बता दें कि केंद्र सरकार द्वारा लाया गया दिल्ली सेवा बिल अधिकारियों के तबादलों और पोस्टिंग से जुड़ा हुआ है। आसान भाषा में कहें तो दिल्ली की जनता ने भले ही केजरीवाल को मुख्यमंत्री चुना हो, लेकिन उनके पास एक चपरासी तक बदलने का भी अधिकार नहीं होगा। केंद्र सरकार को दिल्ली सरकार के खिलाफ लाए बिल को पास करने की कितनी जल्दी है, इसका पता यहीं से लगता है कि जब बिल का विरोध पूरा विपक्ष एक साथ कर रहा था तो देश के गृह मंत्री लगे विरोध में भी बिल पढ़े जा रहे थे। आखिर इस बिल को लेकर क्या कहना है, सभी नेताओं को सुनते हैं।
And particularly on the issue of legislative competence, I have 4 brief points, sir. First, the bill violates the defining feature of a federal democracy, the division of power. It undermines the Delhi Legislative Assembly and the Delhi government, and by trying to supersede the Supreme Court's decision on the matter, the union government appears to undermine the constitutional principle of federalism. Number 2, sir, just 4 quick points. Sankshipt mein bol raha hu. Number 2, the bill infringes the principle of representative democracy, which is a basic feature of the Constitution. The legislators are accountable to their electorate. The electorate must have a say in who governs them. If the Delhi government is not able to control and hold to account the officers posted in its service, sir, the fact is that it's their responsibility. The legislature cannot be fulfilled. The principle of collective responsibility extends to the responsibility, sir, of the government for its own officers. Sir, you cannot give bureaucrats the authority that belongs to elect.
I am before you, sir.
I vehemently oppose. Sir, I vehemently oppose the Government of National Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2023 on 3 grounds.
आप तो नियम से बोलोगे ना?
हम नियम से बोला है।
हाँ, रूल्स की बात बोलना।
रूल्स के बाद बोला है। Sir, Rule 72(2) of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business in Lok Sabha, I am questioning the legislative competence of the government in having the legislation of the bill number 1. Sir, it is against the principles of federalism which is being envisaged by the Constitution of India. Sir, federalism is one of the basic features of Indian Constitution. An elected government in the state of Delhi, it is not having the administrative and legislative control over the bureaucrats means the government there is no meaning in having the government of Delhi. That is why I am saying that it is absolutely taking away the administrative and legislative control by the bureaucrats and the political leadership and the elected. Sir, please, second point.
पीठ से एक निर्देश जाए कि ये जो बिल है सब्सटेंटिव पॉलिसी नहीं है, और ये जो कॉल एंड सगदर का जो लिखा है कि व्हेन अ लीव ऑफ हाउस टू द मूविंग ऑफ अ मोशन हैज बीन ग्रांटेड, no substantive motion on policy matter is to be brought before the house by the government till the motion of no confidence has been disposed of. Okay. Motion of disconfidence has not been disposed of. This is a substantive policy. It is illegal. Okay. It will be challenged and this has no merit, sir. अब ruling दीजिए कि ये substantive
Capital Territory of Delhi Amendment Bill 2023. As has been mentioned before, that this bill is well outside the legislative competence of Parliament, because the Supreme Court, in a passed a judgment in CA number 2357 of 2017 on 11th May 2023 in the matter of Government of NCT of Delhi versus Union of India. Now, to override the Supreme Court judgment, the government has brought forward a bill. This is totally autocratic. It abrogates. Sir, हो जाएगा sir. Sir, अब प्रेमचंद्रन को 4 बार मौका दिया. मुझे भी 1-2 बार दीजिए. Sir. वो complete. Sir, I want to say that this is total abrogation of the legislative power of the Union Capital Territory of Delhi under Article 239A of the Constitution.
Thank you, sir. I stand here to oppose the bill brought by the Honourable Home Minister. So the bill is about elected versus the selected. India's a democracy, not a dictatorship as yet. So how an elected government is being demeaned and is going to be run by the selected is my humble question to this government of India right now. The bill is completely undemocratic, unconstitutional, and it's completely against the spirit of cooperative federalism. My learned friend Meenakshi Lekhi ji has just left. She was talking about cooperative federalism and talking about control. I was surprised that in a democracy there's control. So I was slightly confused because these kind of committees are only in countries like China. I don't think India has this kind of control because I still believe it's a democracy. And while she was talking and running down cooperative federalism, I would like to remind her from the BJP, the Honorable Arun Jaitley ji, who I really miss in this house, always eloquently talked about cooperative federalism and how much they wanted to work with the states and empower states, and that's the beauty of India. And she was talking completely against what the BJP original, or maybe this is 2.0, has a different view. I think I need to know the clarification. I don't know whether it's a generational gap. But in a democracy, control is not the right word. It's a dictatorship which is the right word. The other thing which I wanted to ask her, she was talking in her speech that it's not a full state. I want to very humbly submit to the BJP and ask them, in their manifesto, every Delhi election, the BJP has always asked for a full statehood of Delhi. If I'm wrong, I stand corrected. Anybody can challenge me on this. I'm willing to take my speech back. So when you're talking about a full statehood, so were you lying in the manifesto? Are you lying to the people in Parliament? Parliament is supreme. The Honorable Prime Minister calls it the temple of democracy. So how dare you lie in a temple of democracy? Or are you lying? Then stand up and admit कि हमने जो मैनिफेस्टो में रोका वो झूठ था, हमको ये नहीं था, और एक जुमला था, और हम माफी चाहते हैं इस देश को. They have to apologize to the government because they have lied to the nation. I want a clear clarification from the Honorable M Minister. Another small question. When they talk about full statehood, sir, in the manifesto, they are talking about full statehood for BJP. I want a clarification from the BJP. There are two more questions I want to ask technically, which my friend Pinaki Mishra, I think, is just left. I want to ask this question because the Honorable Home Minister talked about it. He said in Article 239AA7 empowers the Parliament to make a law to supplement the provision contained in Article not to violate. And he, in this same reference, said that this will have to go back to the Supreme Court, which is 3 kilometers away. If it's going to get back and there is ambiguity in it, then why are we discussing this and wasting our time? So this is a clarification government share, because the Honorable Home Minister also talked about 239AA7, and so did Pinaki Mishra, who's supporting this, but still saying it will go back because there's ambiguity. So then what is the importance and relevance of Parliament? Can we get a clear clarification, because it's confusing all of us. Another point about the same thing about Article 239AA. It says in Parliament does not enjoy concurrent powers of lawmaking at the issue services under the entry 41 list 2, but no exercise of concurrent powers allows the Parliament to withdraw the same power from the Delhi government. What does this mean, sir? It's a complete contradiction. So if what we are discussing is going to get struck down, whose ego are we pandering here? Who are we intimidating here is my question to this government. Another few questions I want to ask. They talked about Delhi Services Authority. Delhi Service Authority, I have 3 questions. This is similar to the China model, sir. In clause 45D, my question to them is the committees of 3 people. Majority wins so far in a democracy, unless it will change to a dictatorship. I'm not sure. By the way, the people in the power are intimidating us all the time. But we want to ask them, mother of democracy. My question to them is that if there are 3 people and majority wins, 2 secretaries versus 1 chief minister. So if the elected chief minister, who is elected by the people of Delhi, is vetoed by 2 secretaries, then what happened? Appointed will decide. So selected versus appointed. See, there you go. Appointed. My second question to the government is, so will the chief minister be rejected? My first question. My second question is, will the 2 officers overturn the power of a chief minister? Is my question to this government. One more question. Can the LG rule what the Honorable Chief Minister has decided?
He can overrule.
What is this? So then that leaves the government powerless. Then why have a government in Delhi? Is this what the final agenda is? So this is my clear 3 questions to, two small questions which I really need a clarification. Just 2 minutes, sir. See, बड़ी विनम्रता से मैं सरकार को पूछना चाहती हूँ, बड़ी विनम्रता से. They talked about morality, which is a good thing. Morality तो होनी चाहिए. और हमेशा बीजेपी हमको कहती है 2014 और 19 में डंके की चोट पे हमको जनादेश दिया था. अच्छी बात है, कांग्रेचुलेशंस, इट्स अ डेमोक्रेसी. आप जीते, हमारे हम मानते हैं. फिर केजरीवाल जी को एक रूल और इनको एक रूल, ऐसे कैसे? अगर इस देश के, इस दिल्ली ने जनादेश अगर अरविंद केजरीवाल को दिया है तो वो गलत है, लेकिन इनको जनादेश जब मिलता है वो पॉपुलैरिटी है. ये कौन सा न्याय होगा? इट्स रियली अनफेयर सर. तो ये लोकतंत्र है. ये कहते हैं केजरीवाल जी को दिल्ली भी मिली और पंजाब भी मिला. हाँ मिला, बट लोकतंत्र है ये सर. सो वेदर यू लाइक इट और नॉट, टुडे whether anybody likes it or not, today Punjab and Delhi is ruled by Aam Aadmi Party and not by rigging any election. And if Meenakshi Lekhi ji said rig or election, then what was your government doing? You're saying Punjab was rigged? Was Delhi rigged? Is my question to the government. I want to ask.
Sir, I'm asking, sir, what is the Supreme Court said? The Supreme Court was said in the judgment, handed over the control of services in Delhi, excluding police, public order and land to the elected government. Sir, this is an elected government. A government elected by people. Not once, twice, it has been elected. And what do you want to do? You cannot do it. What is your formula? The formula followed by the Home Minister is simple. Wherever BJP can't win, we will send the ED. We'll send the CBI. The Supreme Court said you cannot extend the term of the enforcement director more than thrice. They said July 31st was the last day. But you went back. You said the administrative power is so important. He's the only man who can deliver fatwa. He has to be. And you got extension from the Supreme Court. That means you know the importance of administration. Administration should be in control of the elected government. Should not be a puppet. It should not be a puppet in your hands. You can't take it. The Supreme Court made it very, very clear, sir, that the services should come. So now what they have done, sir, now they brought ordinance. Sir, the very fact they brought an ordinance very immediately after the Supreme Court gave a ruling in favor. Sir, we agree with you. A parliament is the utmost authority in making laws. That's the reason we are called lawmakers. But when any law is made here, you should make sure that we have the right to speak and right to say, if you are bringing a wrong law, we have to say you are bringing a law. Here, your intentions are very, very clear. Our intention is to control the Delhi government. Sir, why? Why is that? When you comes to you, you want the administrative to be extended, give extension. So one of your members spoke that none of the promises made by Aam Aadmi has been delivered. How can it be delivered? You always trifle the officers. You never allow the officers to function. How will the office, without the officers functioning, how can they deliver? Because you want to use this as an election platform to say, this government never did. Sir, this is not the way to do it. And again, sir, please, do not talk about alliances. It says, in Tamil it says, Satan Vedam Odigirathu. It's like the Saturn, what is scriptures? Sir, you have got into unholy alliances. You take care of your family, sir, your party. We know how to take care of our alliance party, and India is very strong, sir. Next, 2024, you might be here, and we will be there. We will be there, sir. And we, sir, whatever you're using, whatever you're abusing, will not abuse. We'll make sure the CBI and enforcement, income tax, behave properly and do their jobs properly. Unlike you, whatever you have been doing, they'll do it rightly. And that time we'll see who has the last laugh, sir. Sir, in this law, which they are bringing, sir, they have ensured that there will be no longer Section 3A. Basically, Supreme Court got a 3A. So they have ensured the Section 3A doesn't prevail in this. Sir, and next thing is this, I also would like to know, sir. Sir, in the statements of law, why they are bringing it, the Honorable Home Minister has made said, the proposed act mandates creation of 3-member committee, sir, and is also saying that, sir, basically it wants to say that it is bringing because Delhi is very, very important part of the country. Delhi is the heart of the country. Delhi, every foreign countries have their embassies here. Security is very important. We have to ensure that, make sure that local government doesn't come and disturb it. Sir, anyway, The National Capital Region Secretary is with you. Who is in charge of the National Capital Region Security? The Home Ministry, not the state government. And why I don't understand. If something wrong is happening in law and order, you are responsible. Nobody else is responsible. Don't try to shy away your responsibility. If rape is happening in Delhi, it's you because your law and order is weak. If dacoity is happening in Delhi, it's because your law and order is not good. Sir, let me say they formed a committee now. The committee consists of the Chief Secretary, Principal Home Secretary, and the Chief Minister. Sir, out of 3 members, 2 members are appointed by them. Then there's a quorum is only 2. Tomorrow the Chief Minister may not be there. The Chief Minister is traveling abroad or traveling away. These 2 people will decide which officer can work there. Even then, sir, after all this, even the 3 of them sit together and by some miracle, they come to a conclusion. That decision can be overruled by the Lieutenant Governor. What is the point? What is the point? You're saying that you're giving powers, but you're not giving powers. You're showing the lollipop, making sure the kid stops crying, and taking back the lollipop. So that is what you're doing. Sir, throughout, I will say, the last 9 years, you are making monsters, devils out of the governors and lieutenant governors.
Look,
But the constitutional heads which are being appointed by the Union Home Ministry are becoming more dangerous for the development of every state. This is not only for West Bengal, not for Kerala, for Tamil Nadu. Sir, I can tell you, sir, in my own state, sir, the governor, because as long as
now please conclude.
I'm the only speaker. You can't.
You say monsters.
Sir, I never say, sir. All I'm saying, sir, don't control me, sir. Sir, you have to be neutral. We have been very clearly saying that no state governments need a governor. Sir, right from our founder to Anna Dure, in this house, I said that in this house has been recorded that as much as a goat doesn't need a beard, so does the state doesn't need a governor. Sir, it has been, sir, more than, sir, I would like to say 13 bills are sitting idle in the governor's chambers. What reasons? No one knows.